Yo, what's going on guys? It's Bertrude. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. We're back at it again today with one of my all-time favourite builds. Now I know I say that every build is one of my favourite builds, but this one truly is. It's got a great play style. This is the Earth and Flame. So this is a level 125 build. We're going at it with 60 vigour. We've got 24 strength, which is a minimum requirement for our weapons, and then the main stat on the build is faith, being at 53. In our flask we're using the Flame Shrouding Crack tier to boost our fire attacks, and then we're also using the Opaline Hard tier to boost some of our damage negation. We've got two weapons on the build. In our main hand we'll be using the Iron Cleaver, and then in our offhand we'll be using the long haft great axe. These two weapons work really well together. We can do some good combos, and the long haft great axe is really good for roll catching. The Ash of War on the Iron Cleaver is a flame of the red mane, and then if we look at the long haft great axe, the Ash of War on that one is the flaming strike. Always reliable, always does a ton of damage. And then to back up our weapons, we've got a selection of bestial incantations plus a couple of fire-based incantations. We're using the claw mark seal on this build to boost the damage of our bestial incantations. And that's the build, guys. As I said at the start, this is honestly one of my all-time favourite builds. The synergy this build has between the weapons and the incantations, it all flows together so well. Anyway guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. We're still pushing to 1,000 subs, but besides that, you lot get your feet up, relax, and enjoy the video. So the first thing I'd like to mention about this build is that yes, it is currently a level 125 build, but up until recently it was actually a level 85 build, and I was just struggling to get invasions. I don't know why, but the activity seemed really slow. I don't know if I'd messed my weapon level up with my own level. I think I was rocking weapon levels 18, and as I say, I was level 85, and that sounds okay to me, but for whatever reason the invasions were slow and I was getting a bit frustrated. I was reluctant to increase the level, but I knew that I'd get me more invasions. I didn't know if this build was just a good mid-level build. I didn't want it to be, I didn't want to change it and it not be as effective at higher levels. But I'm so glad I did. I increased my level to 125, maxed out all my weapons, and the invasions started coming thick and fast. And if anything, the build worked even better at level 125. So if you take anything away from this video guys, it's this. Don't be afraid to increase your level. If you've got a good build at level 85 or 90, you can guarantee that build is going to be just as good, if not better, at level 125. I mentioned in the intro the synergy that this build has between the weapons and the incantations, and the kill on that summon demonstrates that really well. The weapons work so good together, the Iron Cleaver's heavy running attack is just second to none, the roll catch potential on that is really strong and it hits really hard, and then the great axe in the offhand is surprisingly good at roll catching. We can go at them with a flurry attacks with the Iron Cleaver, and then we're mixing some offhand attacks with the great axe, and it really catches our opponents out and it gets us loads of roll catches. Mix all that in with the incantations, catch flame, you know, the big rock throw, the bestial spells. You really start to understand why this build is really one of my favourites. It all works together so well. I got hit really hard there with the repeating thrusts in this invasion. I think that's one of the Ashes of War that came out most beneficial from the recent patch. It really is a good Ash of War now, that one, especially when you pair it with Bleed. I decided to go on a big brain flank. Unfortunately, the heavy attack on the Iron Cleaver didn't land. Absolutely devastated. That would have been so cool. GG's guys, that was a really fun invasion. I love invading this little spiral staircase area on Farah Missoula. It always makes for a good fight when the host and the summons stay around this area for the invasion. Really fun one, like I say, GG's. A good example here of why it's always a good idea to have an Ash of War like Flaming Strike as a backup on your build. Things were getting a little bit hairy there in this invasion. I don't know what level that summon is, but he pulled out the Rivers of Blood out of nowhere, absolutely changed up his tactics, and it threw me off guard a little bit. So I pulled out the long haft axe, double-handed it, looked to land the Ash of War on whichever one of them came closest to me first, and we get the easy kill on the host. You can see there just how good the long haft axe is at roll catching, and when you pair that with the Iron Cleaver, which is a good roll catch machine itself, this build really is hard to get away from. This invasion turned into a really good one-on-one scrap between me and this guy. He's wearing Radan's arm, but we can let him off for that because he's such an honest player. He's got the double katana set up. Yeah, I really respect this guy. This turned into a great one-on-one battle. Something you've probably noticed me doing quite a lot throughout this video, which I've not actually mentioned yet, is the way that I like to use Black Flame Ritual on this build. I like to put the Black Flame Ritual down, it backs people up off me, it gives me a bit of space, and then I like to use that as a smoke screen to launch Beast Claw and Gerank's Beast Claw from behind. Black Flame Ritual is such a thick layer of black smoke and fire that comes up around me. It really does mask my actions, and the host and his summons can't tell what I'm doing from within it. And 99.9% of the time, it helps me land the Beast Claw and land a bit of damage. Sometimes when you're invading, you have the type of invasion that you're really pleased with afterwards, even though the end result didn't necessarily go your way. Look at the setups that these two are using. We've got one of them using the double Great Curve Sword with the bleed, and then the other one, the summon, is using two Great Stars. The Great Hammers with the bleed as well. Two really nasty setups. If I get caught by these two, it's going to be game over very quickly. But we do a really good job in this invasion of avoiding any damage, but also giving out some damage in between their attacks. I was really pleased with how I played in this one, but if you keep watching you'll see that the end result doesn't necessarily go our way. But as I said, I came out of this invasion really pleased. I just knew in that invasion, as soon as I got caught once, even for an instant, it was going to be game over. But sometimes when you're losing an invasion, you've got to take the positives, and I think that there was plenty positives to take from that invasion. My movement and the damage I was able to get in between their attacks with my timing and my spacing, it was all really good, and it was a fun invasion even though we lost. A nice little assist from the PvE outside the Godskin duo fight there. It's always nice killing the host and the summon on our own without any PvE support, but sometimes it's inevitable and the PvE gets involved. You just got to take it for what it is and treat it as another invader, a co-invader. And if it helps you get the kill, then it's all good. This guy was obviously listening to my previous comment about the PvE support. The big rat boy gave us a hand there killing the horse. GG's guys, good fight. There's a bit of a weird connection issue between me and this host. There's a bit of lag going on. You can see there the late damage coming in, but it's okay, it's not too bad, and we managed to take him out with relative ease. I just want to say, guys, when it comes to build making, you really don't have to follow any of these, you know, the meta builds, the meta weapons, the meta armors. It's so much more satisfying making your own builds, coming up with your own creations. And when those creations work and you're able to get the kills on your own terms, it's so much more satisfying. I absolutely love this build, and there's not a single thing about it that's meta. And I hope that you can see just how effective it is, and just how strong it is, and just how capable it is at looking after itself against one person or three people. Like I say, it's so much more satisfying using your own setups and your own builds. I definitely wouldn't have had much fun going around just using double spears against all these people. You know, it's just so much more satisfying doing things in your own way. Anyway guys, this is the last invasion of the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. As I said, I love this build. It's been so much fun making this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you like the content. As I said, we're still working towards that big 1,000 sub mark. But anyway, that's it. So you lot, just look after yourselves, look after each other. Enjoy the rest of your week, whatever you're doing. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time.